And we're back to the final part of Rocket League. Yep, well, we're on to what will be the last video on this game and that. Before I pretty much, uninstall the game for good to save up some data, because using Share Factory recording clips a lot, it turns out it uses a lot of fucking data. Oh man, this match though, holy shit. This one was like, wasn't really one of the cool ones, just kind of, something, I think it was supposed to be some sort of rhinoceros kind of looking car and that. Yeah, that. So yeah, certainly not the best, but oh dear, off to a bad start and that, but fucking hell. What can even be said about that? Not all start off good, but as you know, this match, well, yeah, as I say, it's just getting to the rim of it. Like, you see these two guys in that, Zetragorian and Michelle, and that, like, you know, I wouldn't blame the thought it was me as just being like, can I just, it's not going to be much good, and that, this just be unlucky one off, but yeah, what a fucking shot this was, eh? Look at that, whoosh. Right in there, eh? I wonder if this is it. Also Rocket League, but too bad I'm not going to uninstall it right after this. Yeah. And there we go. Get right down to business. Oh, well, there's a little intro cameo, Nano N. Drowning on 4, no fuck. I don't know how that fixed the PS4, but hang on. Oh man. Yeah, certainly I have to confess that as far as, what's that? Yeah, Kanibasa. Yeah, she plays Rocket League and did not very enjoy it very much, and I can see why. It's, I mean, I'm not going to go on a limb here to say that, of course, you know, girls generally just don't enjoy sports, because, well, I'd say that half applies in that it's generally, more favoured by men. I think most games are, but especially sports and that. But, as I say, you do get exceptions, and you get some that, you know, don't love it, but they still enjoy something different. So, you know, there's always these little exceptions and that. Yeah, I think this is the point. I was kind of raging my team for a bit because I thought this was going to be another shit match. Maybe I could have just broken even a bit. Yeah, because you wonder, how the fuck do I go from 1 to 12 in the next 3 minutes? And you know, because I'm probably thinking that's them fucked. And then by the end they're like fucking shocked at how good. Like just bam, 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 like barely getting goals themselves. Yeah, no, they're still trying in that because it's not a complete lost cause. And that, just boop, fucking go. Rubbish goalkeeper though, Lil. And then we start winning. Oh man. Bloody hell. Also, yeah, I got the Kef cards, Kafka? And that, the Final Fantasy villain from Final Fantasy VI. Arguably, yeah, it's funny, actually, I've got that for the PS1 version for all digitally downloaded on the PS3, and yet I've barely fucking played it. And that's strange, like, I don't know, it was well, to kind of put it simply, yeah, I'll tell a little tale about this on that, me as well, but yeah, back in the day of, I forget which year it was, I think it was 2011, yes, when I got the first year of PS Plus membership and that, let's just say, I did a little bit accidental, how to say, credit card fraud, and with somebody else's card, i.e. dear old dad, and because I thought, back before I got into accountancy, I thought he already set a bunch of money ahead, so when that £10 gave me another 20, I thought, oh, he sent me an extra amount of money, how nice of him. And then £65 later, when I bought, like, I think, something about 12, 14 digital games and that, let's just say he wasn't too happy with that, but that kind of that thing alone just set the lesson for yeah, very much this is how easy it is to commit fraud without even realising it. But you want to know the thing is, that's actually probably the good kind of fraud. Like, I'm not, this is the thing, don't get me wrong, I'm not encouraging people to do it, but under the circumstances, it hadn't been a waste of money. You know, like, very much wasting 60 money, well, wasting in the sense of, I buy a bunch of games that gets me like, probably well over, at least 200 hours, if not more. And you know, getting that, as opposed to spending, what, hundreds, if not thousands of pounds on fucking cosmetics. Like, why? Why? It's not just like Rocket League either, it's the others like, was it Counter-Strike, fucking, what's it, Fortnite, that's also guilty of that. A lot of free-to-play games are guilty of it, but I've noticed recently, in the past couple of years, that AAA games like Call of Duty and, oh fuck, don't even start with Fallout 76, and I've not even got Fallout 4 yet, I'm trying to save that song for that one. Fuck. But yeah, this is a nasty trend, and it's just, But you know, I just look at things at face value, you know. I feel like with games and that, I don't play games that much anymore. I mean, outside old school RuneScape, which even then I take sporadic breaks anywhere from like 2-6 weeks at a time. You know. Speaking of which, I'm due to start off, old school RuneScape a month, and that next week in my last chapter of getting the fabled twisted bow, and oh joy, that'll be fun. And that, but that's for a different video, indeed. But yeah, as you can see here, suddenly 2 minutes later, we have 7 goals. Yeah, now they're kind of surprised, like, holy shit, this guy's actually kind of fucking good. And like, the probably thing in the back of their minds that this is the kind of guy they'd love to have in competitive sort of scene in that era, actually someone you can rely on. And it's just, this just so happens to be one of those really good matches. Easy. It's like easy does it. Cut, great pass. Like holy shit. Oh, joy zone. And it gets even worse. Look, another like few seconds go. Oof! What a save! What a fucking save indeed. Look at that. Just kind of position yourself, then little boop. I think they're just gobsmacked. It's like, wow. Look, I'm actually that fucking good. I think things slow down just a bit here. Yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, that guy's desperate to not have such a goal so quick. Yeah, that, you'll see here, this was a bit of a fuck up. Yeah, this would have been a very good goal had it been on the other fucking side. Like, some guy's Superstar boosted it all the way here. Boom! Like, look at that. Fucking, didn't even head in the right direction because of my plunger. Goes up, and then suddenly, boof! And it just so happens to end up right in the direction of the fucking goal. And I was like, GG. Well, we'll still won anyway, and those 2 more goals to fall, so that didn't really matter. And yeah, getting that shot in there. Look at that. My god. It's these moments that just make you feel like kind of like, Sam, really fucking good. And well, I will say this. It's probably I'm not going to say I'm like the like top shit. I can actually do like diamonds, champions, no problem. But you have to admit, I'm still above average. I at least take pride in that much. I'm better than probably most people in the generic sense. Also, another quick goal, snagging it. And oh, look at that. Yeah, quickly going in. Stealing the goal. Oh, nice and done. But yeah, certainly. I think this one ends up in them almost getting a fourth goal, but it just ran out. 8, 6, 5, 4 is why I'm dry. I don't think I did that right in German, but oh well. Yep. There we go. Hey, oh. 75, so certainly that was a bit of a step down, but even then it's still really good. But yep. Then we get to the finale, the last of the great matches. And this one had to be, of course, with what I would say one of the most ugliest card designs I had. And yeah, that fucking Mark Dirk out with some fucking event shite and that was happening around June or July. I think it was to celebrate the 5th anniversary, but I could be mistaken. But bloody hell. Yeah, I just recently released this as well on YouTube, and that after much delays, and that despite this being like, this footage alone being like over 2 years old. Also that, yeah, if you're going to try and do that move, please don't do it when you're standing on the wall, like, unless you're absolutely certain you can get the right angle for it. And, you know, if you can't, it helps to boost off and then shoot so it lines up properly. But that's kind of hard to pull off, and that's the problem. And you have to be in the right place, the right time, the right power up. It's just holy fucking shit. But if you can have that quick thinking, like, be able to make those sort of decisions split second, do it right, then it really helps. And also, yeah, first feature of an actual black mark item. And that, you know, yeah, it was a pity because I had the Fancy Azure with the Labyrinth skin and all, the fucking Sub-Zero, but nah. I reckon I'll probably show this off right near the end, and that should be that, I reckon. But, you know, looking back at the footage though, certainly, you know, in spite of my insistence at grinding the fucking loot boxes, it didn't really affect my skills all that much. You know, I was still able to do reasonably well. Oh, yeah, just funny that though, you know, thinking about it. But, here you are. Whoosh. How do these go? Right. Looking at it though, certainly you can see, I don't know, just, right. You know, it's actually funny because I'm just actually engrossed with watching, even though I should be commentating and that. I don't know, I suppose I should probably go a bit on a tangent about the whole, Epic Games and why they're seen as a big bad in the video game industry recently. Yeah, the whole, you know how Steam and very much was for a long time the sole sort of go-to source for PC games, be it the big AAA folks or the little indie games and that. But the problem was, Steam originally was like Valve, and they were a really good, like, top tier video game company. And then they decided to do Steam as sort of a side project, but then once it kind of made so much amounts of money, they kind of stopped being the good company, like, making good games part, you know, Half-Life 3, Portal 3, Left 4 Dead 3, you know. Yeah, they kind of can't count to 3. Also, Team Fortress 3, and that, also, oops, Team Fortress 3, like, they kind of just dropped, like, a lot of games that had so much potential, so much. You know, they still have the brands to them, but it's funny because in a weird way they're not very, like, surprisingly so with Half-Life, they're not very good at enforcing their, you know, their brands and their franchises, as was what was that? Yeah, was it that fucking Find the Freeman sort of thing? Or what was that game? The fucking something Steam cop-out game, very much. You know, people were infuriated by it and that because it was, very much. So there was a host of sort of problems with it, but alas, that seems to be a big problem we've seen in recent years where there's no real quality control. I mean, it's a huge fucking operation they got going on down there, all the PC games, but it's like they get all the money, but they don't really invest all that in, and it's interesting, that mentality. You get money, but you don't invest it back, kind of thing. So it ends up the quality either just stays about the same, or it slowly gets worse as the population expands, or regardless of such, or it just kind of gets worse because what support there was just seems to start getting pulled back because saving money, or it still makes a lot of money. It's an interesting mentality, and one that Epic Games seems to be against. But then they have their own mentality of, we'll just buy up exclusives, and it's not just any and all and that. I mean, fuck, all the money they have in the world, they cannot buy every single game exclusive. They go bankrupt. They can buy a good portion though, and the way they go about it is they target the ones with the most interest, and how they do it, they actually scope out which ones are getting a lot of funding, which ones hold a lot of pros. They actually go into all the different. I wouldn't say it's skeptical, but possibly they might even go into the community forums and just engage an idea of, is this just like a game that's just kind of got a niche, or is this someone who's a lot of backing, there's a lot of seniors with interest in it? And once they confirm that, they then make the offer to the company in a sort of hush-hush terms, and once that's secured, they pay them, I would imagine, anywhere from the mid-5 figures, possibly all the way to upwards of, I'd say, 2 or 3 million in that, possibly, maybe even more. It's hard to say exactly, getting an exact estimate, but yeah, certainly they've been eyeing up all kinds of exclusives. And this is the thing, it's not really as widely impactful as one might feel, but it's still particularly malicious because the PC crowd fucking love Epic Games for what they're doing, but the console gamers, such as myself, at least the ones that aren't really privy to this, it just looks like just nothing's happening, and that's just, this is now owned by this company and they're kind of investing, doing things a bit differently. Epic Games is no longer doing the loot box myth. It's said, I think their plans is just to sell things directly. Kind of think of what that shenanigans was going on with Crash Team Racing, where there's no loot boxes there, but they kind of make it a grind to get certain things, and they offer things at really high expensive items, and to pressure you to buy them, they make it only exclusive for either a week or even a single day, and that's how they get people to pressure into coughing out the money. Yeah, kind of. It's not even the case of just get good and that. Be first, second, or third place a lot, because it barely makes a difference. Maybe at most, what was it, 50, 100 tokens, if even that. It seems a wild vary from race to race as well, and people haven't really figured out why that is, but beats me because I don't fucking own the game. I know dear Kenny Mesa does, but I don't think she's playing it anymore than that because of the sheer monetization, per courtesy of dear Activision, who, if you remember the thing with Blizzard, oh fuck, liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our time, or is it revolution of the age or something like that? It's one of the two, and but yeah, so much controversy. What has the AAA industry been getting itself up to in recent years, Indeed. I mean, it's easy for people to see this as being cynical on that, and to an extent that's true. Just that I'm more aware of things, and it helps if you're kind of, it's very easy to ignore the bad stuff that goes on in the world, and is it wrong for people to ignore that? It's a tough one, because it's the more you empathise with people with that sort of issue and detach them from that kind of way of thinking and knowledge, the more acceptable it becomes, isn't it? It's honestly, the extreme cases could be that thing with Hong Kong, people just not getting about free speech in other countries. Yet I noticed the main criticism seems to come from America, because freedom of speech, obviously, and that, of course, and their company was Activision, being mainly an American company, bending down to the Chinese government, and so that's kind of seen as not good at all. Oh man, but all that aside and that, we're reaching the finale here, getting back to Rocket League. Yeah, this one here, I actually could have scored another goal here. And you'll see why this is particularly infuriating. Indeed. Because this sort of was it. Little pillar thing and that. You know, if I had just went a little fucking higher. Watch. Watch the fucking score. Not that one. The 1700. I mean, it's still really good, but that could have been 1800, and that would have been legit the highest match, you know, that I'd ever had, and that just, what the fuck. Alright, now getting to the final one, I'll show off just for a little bit. Yeah, I wonder, 7 people with odd names and that, and just so happen to have the basketball avatar. And yeah, and here's me with my fancy fucking azure, although it's not the blue one. This was the only card I think that had 2 different colours in that, they all kind of matched, which was really nice. Yeah, no. Oh boy. Yeah, this is what happens if you keep losing Team Deathmatch by AFKing and that. You eventually get to the bottom of the barrel where like people with just absolute 0 losses, like 0 wins. And that, yeah, that's why they're kind of jumping, like, yeah, those are not real players, and that, they're just kind of AFKing and that, and I just happen to be lucky enough to get, because usually with these kind of matches, and that I only get into, you know, like 3 versus 3, but, no, 4 versus 4, but there's like 3 of them, so there'll be 1 free spot on both, and then usually there'll be one other person trying to fuck it up. This one though, and I think there was one other, no, they were completely, like, I had the whole thing to myself pretty much. I think it was meant to be a 4v4, but one of them must have got kicked out and I just took up that spot. But my god. Oh boy. I guess I'll get the score of this one. See how it finishes up. But man. Fucking hell. The amount of goals are. Holy shit. You could actually see this as a way of you know, farming experience and that, and believe me, even though I was very much a high rank at this point, you know, I got like thousands of experience. Thousands. Let's see, just weighing up. I think I just managed to get, yeah, just one more goal in and that. But boy, it was a fucking close one, that. And yeah, and boom. Let's chance it out. Yep. 42 goals. Illegitimate, of course. Although I think they also scored one, and that's some, I think, just backfired in that, but hey, 42 goals. Almost I'll ever score in a single match. You know, I think it would be actually possible to get a maximum of 99, but I think the fuck knows. Yeah. Look at that, eh? And all the reason maybe like 40% of a bar there, now there's like 6. Yeah. But there you go, eh? There you go. The Rocket League. Indeed. Close application. It's unfortunate as well because I think if I do delete this, and that also remain time and that. Yeah, if I delete this, I don't think I can get this back in the same sense, like, it'll be free, but fuck it, you know? 10 gigabytes? It's gotta go. Rocket League? Oh, well, for love license, but that's doubtful, but yeah, Rocket League. Farewell. So it could be if I, because of that starting way back to 2015, yeah, that could very well be gone. And but that's the thing I've got to take in now. Alright, so yep, I'll very much end it here, and well, that's that. Rocket League is finished.